Hi, this is Chase from Team Cobra 2.0. This is the technical kind of demonstration for what I did for this sprint. Uh, the parts that I was assigned was to as a as a group we had uh, refactored the file upload controller class, which we see here, uh, and the file parser class because those were kind of our larger classes, and we wanted everyone to kind of work on them together so that we all understood what they did and how they functioned, and so we could refactor them and update anything that we needed or not. Um, so for file upload controller, the largest uh, change that we made was this process file method here was originally close to 80 lines of code. And so what we did was we broke it up around here, and and created this write output test cases method, which when the program is run, when you upload a file to our website and the JSON file to the website, it reads it and then uh, based on the coverage groups prints out the test cases that would be run and its expected values. So this would write the test case number and the different combinations that are inside each test case for the coverage groups, and then prints out what the expected result would be. And file parser, what we did for the most part was uh, change these method names to be more descriptive. For example, at the very top here, this method, the create all combinations of equivalence classes, was originally just create combos. So we went and changed it because we thought that it wasn't as descriptive. You create combos of what? So this is saying that from this array uh, list of parameters that's being passed and the total number of parameters that we're receiving, it will create the different combinations of the equivalence classes that are present in the uploaded JSON file. Um, we also tried removing some methods towards the bottom, um, such as or like parse object, because it we saw that it was void. It didn't return anything, and it was being called in other places. Uh, that it was we didn't see how it was being used and if it was being used and all that. So we went ahead and got rid of it to test it, but it ended up causing a problem with us running the program. So we ended up leaving it in, and we will see if it needs to be updated in the future or removed in the future. If not, um, and then the other part was mainly documentation. So with file upload controller, since it was primarily a or since it was primarily generated from this Spring.io uh, guides website, uh, the previous groups didn't really create it; they just modified it. So I, in the class documentation here, said uh, the name of the class, its purpose, and added a little thing here with the source of the file and the statement that we didn't create it but modified it, as well as leaving that from other groups. And I also did that with methods here, like such as list uploaded files, where there were comments from the previous groups where it said that what it did and all that. So I kind of put it in this block comment notation for our documentation, and also added a little thing that says it remains unchanged, or if we changed it or not, and kind of just added this style of documentation for all the methods because most methods were missing it. This method was modified by the previous group so they could gain functionality, and for the most part, that's what my job was for this. And then I did the same thing for these method for the exception classes, just saying what the exceptions do. It's probably not needed, but it kind of helps in case someone sees it and doesn't understand it, especially with this one that it's saying what the message is being printed out as well as what the cause is, and did that for both. And for this, for the storage service interface, I just made a note saying that it will be used in file system storage service class, uh, which implements this specific uh, interface. And that is about it. It does run. I did run into an issue with Eclipse where I accidentally updated it and had to uh, mess around with that where it kind of locked out my dependencies so I couldn't uh, access any Maven dependencies or Spring Boot, which caused me to have to, or which led me to switch to IntelliJ. And there was issues with that, but I seem to have worked around them for now, and hopefully have a more definitive answer to those problems later. But here we've got the project running um, in Spring Boot, and I'm just gonna and here we have the website. It hasn't been updated yet in our repository. That is something of SAFE's to do. But if we go here and we can choose a file, uh, we go get the file. We need a JSON file specifically, so here we've got execution queue on save or division.json. And if we go ahead and put one of these in and we upload it, it prints out a text file which downloads to our machine or upload directory, and it prints out the test cases. So this is what we broke our process file into. So this is the process file, and this right here would be what would be printed out in the right upload test cases. And that is it.